Warning, this video contains some visuals of violence and bloodshed. Despite Jin Roh the Wolf Brigade being just an anime movie, a lot happens within the 90 minutes that you're watching. A lot of things happen. Some of these I can't tell you about because they would be spoilers, but this is a movie that warrants rewatches, not only because it is a great movie, but also so that you can go back and try and uncover some of the twists that happen later on earlier in the movie. So, Jin Roh the Wolf Brigade was created by Mamoru Oshii, who created another legendary anime movie that is a must-watch, which is Ghost in the Shell, so you know it already has potential. So, Jin Roh the Wolf Brigade is not just a standalone title, because it also has a manga that goes along with it. So, the story here is set within the middle of this storyline. Now, the manga I haven't actually read. It's 3 different series, one after another, but in total, it looks like there are only 6 volumes. It starts off being called Kinro Densetsu, but it's not actually licensed, but it's still something that I want to look into because I really did like the story of Jin Roh. Jin Roh is set within an alternate timeline after World War II in Japan as the nation is trying to recover. So even though the Second World War has ended, Japan is still not at peace because there are 3 factions just going at it with each other. There's 2 police factions and also a civilian faction, which is more like terrorism because they will incite riots, they will throw bombs, they'll get little girls to go around with bombs and blow themselves up, and it's just pretty nasty. And then we've got the 2 police forces here, and with them, it's kind of like you can't trust anybody. Throughout this entire movie, I noticed that you really can't trust a lot of people because everyone has this ulterior motive, and everyone has these secret agendas, and you can't trust any of them. And that's actually one of the reasons why you need to rewatch this movie, just because everyone has these secret ulterior motives, everybody's so shifty and shady, that you need to go back and rewatch it again just to see how it all unfolds, because it already finished, you know how everything happens, but it's really interesting to see how everyone's acting despite you knowing what their true motives are. So the main character here, Kazuki, under any other circumstances, I would probably say that they did a bad job with the main character, but within Jin Roh the Wolf Brigade, you have reason for him being the way that he is. He is a very quiet and closed-off character. He doesn't talk much at all throughout the entire movie, but they do portray his emotions properly through his expressions and through his actions as well. He does talk occasionally, but not as much as you would need him to for being a main character, but this is for a purpose. There's a reason behind this, and all of this is explained throughout the movie as you're watching it, so when it gets to the end, you'll understand all of it. So in the beginning of the movie, there's a riot breaking out in the streets, and it's just a normal riot at first until the civilians get their hands on Molotov cocktails filled with napalm, and the police are trying to suppress them, but then it gets even worse when somebody throws a bomb into the crowd of police and it explodes, killing a lot of people, and then the police issue force on everybody there. They're just going through the crowd, just beating the mess out of everybody, shooting tear gas, and then there's the people that were supplying the napalm and also that giant bomb to the civilians there. They were being chased down by a different police force, which is, you'll see them with this really scary looking armor here, and you don't really get to learn too much about the armor, but I think what it does, it may be power armor that supports your body and gives you extra strength, because you do learn a bit more about it in the movie as they're saying how the body feels weightless despite having all that armor on. Plus, it's a big suit of armor, so you don't really get hurt by explosions or gunshots or anything like that. So they're going through the sewers chasing people down, and they have these miniguns attached to their armor, and it just feeds them endless bullets, and they just waste bullets like nothing here. They just cut through everybody in the sewers here. The battle scenes here are pretty gruesome. It's not really as gruesome as something that you might find in later anime. This was created in 1999, so the battles, they are pretty gruesome for its time. So here they are going through the sewers, chasing down these terrorists, and that's when the main character, Kazuki, comes across this little girl who has this messenger bag, and you can see that she's hesitating. Now, this is something that really brought my attention to this movie here, when she was just pulling the cord on this messenger bag and killed herself, and this was also something that appeared to mentally scar Kazuki. So because Kazuki hesitated to shoot the little girl with the bomb, he is sent back into retraining for his position again, and this is where things begin to change a bit, because he meets a woman who claims that she is the girl with the bomb's sister, and they start to get to know each other. They start to talk a lot. Well, she does. He doesn't really say a whole lot of anything, but it looks like they have feelings for each other. So because Kazuki is hanging out with the sister of the girl who blew herself up, this attracts a lot of attention from the military, and a lot of people suspect him of things with that, so I really can't go further into the story than that because I don't want to spoil anything, and there are twists with a lot of people with ulterior motives, like I've said, and I'm not going to spoil it and ruin your experiences with this. But the things that I liked about this movie was that it's just this dark movie where you have these characters that you can feel like they don't want to be doing the things that they're doing, and they're put into very difficult situations, but then there are just a lot of things at play when watching this. So when watching Jin Roh, you'll notice that there is a lot of reference and symbolism in regards to Red Riding Hood, because they do mention that story a lot. They do talk about it a lot, but not only that, there are parts of the story that really remind you of that story. Again, I can't say anything because of spoilers, but I like how they really tied it all together with that. So, Jin Roh, The Wolf Brigade is a 90-minute long movie made in 1999, created by Mamoru Oshii with production IG, and it's a really good movie. Definitely got to check it out. I picked this up for like $7 somewhere. It's a great movie. If I were to say I had any complaints with Jin Roh, it's just that it's only a movie, and this is really a complaint that I have with most anime movies, just because I'm used to watching series which are just a lot longer and they have a lot more character development and a lot more things happen. But of course, Jin Roh is just a movie, and I wish it was longer just because it's this massive story that I don't personally know anything about because I haven't read any of the manga, but you're stuck right in the middle of the story and you don't know too much about it aside from the small, brief introduction that you're given at the beginning of the movie. But a lot of things that I don't know about, a lot of characters that I would like to get to know more about, but of course it is just 90 minutes, so it's almost like a brief introduction to this great story. So with Jin Roh, The Wolf Brigade, I watched this in dub and I don't regret it. Whenever I go back to rewatch this, I'll probably watch it in sub, but I'm sure the sub was really good with this as well. But I felt that they did a good job with the dub here, despite this being an older anime movie. So anyways, Jin Roh, The Wolf Brigade, definitely go ahead and check this out. It is kind of a mature story, though. It does have a bit of graphic war scenes here, and also the story can be a bit intense as well. So anyways, if you've seen Jin Roh, The Wolf Brigade, let me know your thoughts about it in the comments section below, and also, if you've read any of these other manga regarding the story of Jin Roh, Wolf Brigade, let me know what you think about that as well. Let me know how it compares, and anyways, thank you all for watching. I'll see you later.